Yeah, hi. Alrighty, this might be a controversial video. And honestly, I don't care because the truth need to be said, but it's the fucking truth, so the truth is the truth. Listen, it sucked that Brodie Lee, John Huber, Luke Harper passed away. And I think it's really is a darn shame because I actually do think Luke Harper had potential. Luke Harper, you're saying Luke Harper, that's a slave name, is Brodie Lee. Whatever. It sucked that the man died. Okay, because the truth is the guy had potential. The guy was one of my favorite members from the Wyatt family. Aside from Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper had potential where he could have been something in WWE and even AEW. But the problem, and really, he is one of the most talented wrestlers I've seen. The guy not only displayed character, he tried to display character. He's tried. He has a unique look. Even his look was Jimmy Wang Yang, but he had something about him. Okay, he actually tried to display characters while in the Wyatt family, while wherever he was. Okay, he tried, and that's something I will always think that was cool about Luke Harper, Brodie Lee. And the guy was a great wrestler. The guy was a really good wrestler. Honestly, one of my from the past decade, from this modern, one of the coolest wrestlers from this past decade. Not the coolest old, and that's the thing. Sadly, what we're gonna get to. Good wrestler sadly his untimely passing. Very sad. Okay, it sucked that the guy died. Okay, but the problem is, to act like this guy was this great talent that he was such a main eventer or whatever. Like this guy, man, he's the best in the world. To act like he's like one of the top 10, that's let's be honest here. That's really like overrating the guy, okay? And you can have your opinion, sure, but honestly, that seems like overrating to the point just because the guy passed away. Okay, that's the sad reality. But they're also like for AEW claiming this guy, he's such great, and even recently with CM Punk, if you don't think that he proved himself or he was a main eventer, I feel sorry for you. That was like back in I think the New Year's Smash show or whatever, that New Year's show that they did or whatever back in AEW. Like, if you don't think I feel sorry for you. But the reality is the guy died. Okay. They're having this high regard because he was like the only big, not sadly now considered by AEW a big star. The only reason why he's held this regard because he died. But the reality is, he's not like that. You weren't even booking him to be like this great main eventer. Let's be honest here. By the time he joined AEW, he was the leader of a fucking jobber faction, the Dark Order. What a joke that group is, the Dark Order. Why should we pretend that the Dark Order is this group, or this great group, when literally it's a jobber group? It will always be known as a jobber group, especially with that fucking stupid botch of the guy fake punching Goldust. Okay, it was already cursed to begin with. It was cursed because the group, a bunch of jobbers, these small dudes. Why should we pretend that that's a fucking great group? Because Luke Harper was the leader. Okay? Him winning the TNT title and losing it like a few weeks later. Yes, the guy got sick, okay, and that's why perhaps he lost the title early. But to act like he's this great TNT, the TNT Championship, great lineage with guys like Brodie Lee winning. He's the greatest TNT champion just because he died. That's why. That's the sad thing. Like, just because he passed away, we gotta pretend like, he's the greatest, he's the legend. And that's sadly the thing is, like, because he died, he's regarded as the AEW legend without even winning the world title or whatever. Even though I do think, like, you know what? If he came to AEW, wasn't affiliated with this stupid fucking Dark Order shit, because whoever was gonna be revealed as the leader was cursed to begin with. It was, who gives a fuck? And I like Luke Harper, Brodie Lee. Him being the leader was a joke. Okay? It was a joke because that group is a joke. It's a jobber group. And him being leader is so fucking retarded. and then he win the TNT. But like, if he was to just not be in that group, and they do, and maybe freaking, I don't know, him winning titles, and maybe him being the world champion, then sure, cool. Because honestly, he is that guy that had potential. I do believe that. But the reason why they're holding it as like he's so great, like he's in par of like guys like The Undertaker or fucking even like they think like this guy, since Eddie Guerrero is like the greatest. Like, listen, as much as like Luke Harper, Brodie Lee, he's not. Just because he died doesn't mean that he's on the same par as Eddie Guerrero. And I understand the whole kind of idea is like similar. Him passing because it's kind of same scenario. He died all of a sudden. Eddie Guerrero was an active, roster. Was in the active roster. He died in an untimely way. Same thing with Luke Harper. But the reality, acting this guy was so great that he's a legend. He's gonna be a legend. AEW TNT title. So many greats have won it. The legend, Brodie Lee. Like, come on, the guy only had it for a few weeks, and all of a sudden he's like claimed as the best. Like, Cody Rhodes had a title longer than him, and I don't even like Cody Rhodes. But to act like come on here. Let's be honest here. And I hated Cody Rhodes before the fans turned his back on him. But we're gonna act like Luke Harper, who only had the title for weeks, is better than him. Like, because of that? Like, because he died? That's the thing. And we're going to act like, oh, man, Brodie Lee, he's so great. And, like, that's also the problem with AEW. They kept constantly freaking mentioning Brodie Lee. And constantly, like, trying to, the honor Brodie Lee. Even though, like, fucking was it recently? Even though recently, like, freaking, you had that tribute show, which was a perfect tribute show. That's perfect. Even though it was retarded having your jobber Dark Order win. That was retarded. But even with this, like, that great tribute. That was a great tribute, okay? That was perfect. You didn't need to keep mentioning the guy and act like this guy was some legend that you kept having to mentioning him. But then they kept mentioning it because of this Dark Order shit or whatever. And not just that, like, also, freaking, like, you kept doing non-stop tributes. Like, it's in Brodie Lee's hometown. We're going to do another tribute for him and shit. Like, imagine if WWE was to do that with Eddie Guerrero back in the day. Wouldn't people look back and say that they were whoring off of that? Like, they were profiting off Eddie's death? There's people that say that. But if people said, like, you shouldn't be saying that they're profiting off Brodie because that's great. You know how hypocrite this is? Let's be honest. That's hypocritical. Alright? And then, like, also, because of Brodie, I understand he died. But to have his son as a fucking member of the roster, like, he's a kid. If he wants to be a wrestler, that's cool. That's cool. Good for him. But to act like, to, like, have him as a fucking legit member of the show, when you're doing, like, that's for stupid. I'm sorry. That makes no sense. Having a kid on your show. I get it, his dad died. But come on. Like, to act like so... Man, this guy need to be on, we gotta have his kid on the show. You're trying to make him happy. I get that. That's fucking beautiful. Okay, I think that. But you don't need to have him on the show because this is supposed to be a professional show. Okay? It won't be beautiful. Keep him around by training him to the point where maybe in the future, when he will be a wrestler, you can admit, yeah, he's living, he's the son of Brodie Lee. Cool. That's how you contribute to be a good tribute for his father. But the main thing is to act like Brodie Lee, Luke Harper is this big legend. Just because, listen, I like Luke Harper, but let's be honest here. The guy, unfortunately, he is one of the examples that was poorly booked in WWE. I will say that because most cases why people complain WWE like they booked them right. The reality is Brodie was actually that good example who wasn't booked right in WWE, but everybody else really sucked and they deserved to get released. AEW, like, he came in, but, like, he didn't really do much besides winning the TNT title and joining a jobber group. What makes him this great legend that should be remembered forever? Okay, there's a lot of guys that passed away, and they were unfortunately big stars, but we didn't reclaim them as legends. Like, look at Big Daddy V, for example. Like, he passed away years ago, even though he was in the active roster. But he's not, like, regarded as legend, right? Because he didn't win world titles and shit like that. Okay? When you're a guy that, okay, you don't need to win a world title to be a legend. Case in point, Jake the Snake Rock. Well, he's not dead yet. Hopefully, no, don't. I'm sorry, but like, fucking Roddy Piper, Dusty Rhodes. Those are guys are legends because they actually done something for the business. Besides joining the Wyatt family, what was really good about Luke Harper that he's done, you know? And also winning the Intercontinental title. And only in AEW the TNT title, but not really doing much. And joining a shit faction. Like, come on here. I'm sorry. It's not me being a bad person. It's not me being hurtful. It's just me saying the truth here. And if anything, AEW is really profiting off his death. Okay? That's just how I see it. I like Luke Harper. It's not being a Luke Harper hater. It's just the fucking truth. Okay? And especially this is the same shit that people would fucking crap on WWE for profiting off Owen Hart or whatever. If they were. Because, y'all, come on. And then now, in a way, they're profiting off Owen Hart too. That's the thing with AEW, profiting off Owen Hart when the guy was never even part of their company. And we're gonna mention Owen Hart. Oh wow. Even though he was never part of your company. You have no like. Why would do a tournament? And why are you pretending that fucking Owen Hart's this big person of your show when he was never part of your show? He was never in AEW. He passed away 20 years ago. But before your show started to be a thing. What a joke! Come on. They are profiting just to try to make themselves look good. I'm sorry, that's how I see it. If that makes me bad, so be it. I don't give a fuck. It's just I have to say it, okay? Luke Harper, I'm not saying he's overrated, but he's being overrated to the point that to act like, in the terms of that he's so good. Like, no. I do think he's good, but not that great. Like, it's also because of, like, success. What you do in the company does have to matter, okay? And that's why, like, winning championships or whatever helps you. That's what, like, props to help your stardom, as they say. Alright? God bless Luke Harper, though. Rest in peace. I mean, at this point, I just wish he didn't die. You know? I just wish that then that way this wouldn't have happened. This whole discussion wouldn't have happened. But the reality is, that's the case. Rest in peace, John Huber, Luke Harper, Brodie Lee. God bless his family's long ones, but that's just the truth, okay? Till next time, peace. Yeah, bye. And they're still mentioning him this thing is, and you know, when the guy literally just already died. Sure, few occasions you could mention him, but constantly mentioning him, acting like, you know, he's this legend, it's not good. It's not good, people. Just saying. It's just my opinion, dude. Peace.